Is it a buyer's market or seller's market in the Twin Cities? Stop guessing. This one stat will tell you in about 30 seconds. And that stat is month supply. Currently, month supply in January of 2026 is at 2.2. So now what does month supply mean? Month supply essentially means this is how much inventory we have versus how much demand we have in the marketplace. So if no houses were to be listed, it would take 2.2 months for those homes to all disappear. Now, in relation to what point does that turn into a balanced market or a buyer's market, 2.2 month supply is essentially on the very low end kind of seller's market. When we were in 2020 during COVID kind of time periods, it's like 1.8 is probably as low as we got. We won't see a balanced market until we hit about 4 to 6 months supply. As soon as we get to 6+, then it's a buyer's market. So we get a long way to go from this seller's market to get to a month supply of a buyer's market. Now, I think the biggest question is like, why doesn't it necessarily feel like it's a seller's market right now?
And I think a big part of that is just COVID when we had that. The days on market were shorter during the COVID time period. And we'll get into some of that if the list of sale price also was much higher during COVID than it is now. Those have kind of shifted a little bit. We're not growing at a 20% increase in average sale price. We're now increasing at about 3%. So that's part of the reason why we're feeling that. Inventory is still really low. New listings are down and the buyer demand is out there though.
I think it's this big thing of like sometimes I'll list a house and a seller will expect for that house to be sold by the end of the weekend. Now, anybody that lived through the 2006, 2007, like that foreclosure crisis era, if somebody thought that, like you'd be off your rocker.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I think that's just the market we've been used to and accustomed to for so long. So as soon as we start moving back toward a more normal market, it feels like the sky's falling. And I think that's where a lot of like the negative news comes out about the real estate market is this just like, hey, this is here or this is happening. And it's like, well, that's a normal market. That's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be like that. Days on market has doubled, right? Which it hasn't. But as soon as they say that, it's like, well, that's not even like a bad market. And I think that's the biggest thing, one, to realize of, hey, well, is it a buyer's or seller's market? Should I listen to the news? Like there's one stat that we always look at. It's the only one we talk about. I look at it all the time. Go, where's month supply at? That'll give us a really good indicator.
Because you start hitting that 4 to 6, and that'll generally your days on market will go up in that period. I mean, right now, days on market's roughly around 55. You hit a balanced market, we might see 75 to 90. In a buyer's market, you're going to see 120 plus days on market, which then that's also going to shift your list to sale price will adjust. I mean, you hit the buyer's market, it's probably going to be in the low 90s versus right now it's at 96, which is still very high. And during COVID, it was 101. It's crazy.
But I think this is what is most critical on this is different strategies should be taken by your agent and listing your house based off of what type of market you are in. As soon as we go, we're going to be 90 days on the market on average, we have a different strategy. As soon as we're into, hey, it's going to be 120 days, we have to have different conversations. We have to have different strategies. The same strategies that have worked in years past no longer work. And if you still do those strategies, you could be losing out on thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. I think that's why, one, understanding the data, but also understanding how to position yourself based off that data is the most critical thing for you selling your property correctly in 2026. That's why we've put together our 2026 Twin Cities Buy Smart, Sell Smart plan to help you strategize and personalize it for your home. Click the link below to get access to it.